Hi all, this is Paras. Namaste to all of you. So, the occasional World International Women's Day, I love to share with you 8 powerful women in the field of coaching who have been doing their work inspiring people locally and globally. Yes, 8 powerful faces. So in this video, I'm going to talk to them, want to hear their stories, want to hear their success, want to hear their dreams, and also the strengths, what took them from just not inspiring self, but transforming communities at their own capacity. So are you interested to know and learn more about them? Yes, let's go for it.
Magdalena Nowicka Mook. We all know her as Magda Mook. She brings experience in fundraising, coaching, consulting, and association management. Currently, she offers a vision and strategic direction as the CEO and Executive Director of the International Coaching Federation, ICF, where she acts as a partner to the ICF's Global Board of Directors. Magda is a trained professional coach and systems facilitator. She speaks frequently on subjects of trends in coaching and leadership development, as well as societal progress, regulation, and ethics. Ms. Mook received a MS in Economics and International Trade from the Warsaw School of Economics, Poland. She also graduated from the Copenhagen Business School in Advanced Program in International Management and Consulting. She is a member of the Women's Foreign Policy Group, Council on Nonprofits, ATD, and ASAE. In 2020, she was named one of the global top 30 building cultures. So let's meet Magda Mook today and know more about her success stories on the occasion of International Women's Day. All right, so I have here Magda Mook. Namaste to you, Magda, and who is the CEO and Executive Director of the International Coach Federation. Created career opportunities to many people across the globe and is one of the most influential women I've ever met. So Magda, pretty curious to check who inspired you.
There are so many people that did inspire me, and actually, which may be a little bit counterintuitive, both men and women, because there are so many women that were role models for me, including my own family and people that I worked with. But equally important, there were many men who were so inspiring because they made space, very distinct space for women to step into their leadership capacities. So there are many. There are probably too many to mention today on our call. But I'll say that a lot of inspiration I really got from a very strong woman in my own family.
Wow, that's fabulous. And as you were also sharing, when I met you last time, as you talked about, you come from a strong line of female role models in your own family, both your mom and your dad's side. So is being a woman a superpower, or what are superpowers?
There is a bit of a superpower, of course. I mean, how can I say I've never been anybody but a woman? But it offers a very interesting ability to see the family, the importance of a family, the importance of a system, if you will, and at the same time being driven for results, being driven for delivering of what's being expected. And yes, I do come from a line of strong women. Both my parents were born and grew up during the times of the war, Second World War. Many of their female moms, dads, the grandmothers, aunties, they were the ones who were holding the families together. And at the same time, I have some female role models in my family that took during the war the responsibility of caring for their families, took the responsibility for being educated and build the new reality after the war. So from an Austrian princess, my grandmother on my dad's side, to my grandma, who was an owner of a farm. They were just a strong, loving, very insightful individuals that really made sure that their families were cared for when they needed it most.
Oh, that's that's lovely. And what is your take about I've perceived in my culture women are people who love a lot, right? From my mother, my sister, okay. But I'm very curious to check your understanding about love and tough love. Being a woman, what does it say? What is your take on that?
I may be a little bit controversial here saying that, but I think that we women bring a lot of that tough love stigma on ourselves. We are talking so much, especially in coaching, about partnership. We need to take it back to our own families. Partnership is partnership.
Yeah.
So we need to be a little bit stronger in making sure that we have the right definition of what that means. I told you about me growing up in Poland. My parents were perfect partners. I spent equal time with mom and dad, playing and doing things. They were both professionals. They were both working, and I never had an absent dad. I had a dad who was fantastically present in my life, and to me, this is the model for partnership. He made room for my mom to be a professional woman as much as she made room for him to grow in his career. And in between the two of them, they raised a family. So I it's possible. It's possible. It's doable. So I think that the tough love is for us women to say, you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to do it by yourself. Mm-hmm. There is help.
Oh, very interesting and very, very powerful. And I also remember we speaking about you growing in Poland, and you had a very interesting view on equality between men and women, which probably prepared you for whatever career choice you made for your life. What stays with me right now is this question I asked from many women, and I'm gonna just check with you as well. Do you know any man who has ever asked you that? How do you juggle with your personal and professional life? And isn't this question sexist today? What is your take on that?
I think that the things are changing. The tide is changing because so many men choose to live different life, right? So many more men choose to be more of a family person because a wife may have a career that is on a trajectory that it's important to support, right? I find this question ridiculous no matter what, right? I completely allow the question, and I invite the question of what's your life-work balance? But frankly, more from a perspective, how do you find time for your life outside of work, not the other way around? At ICF, we are lucky having a workforce of about 60 people, all generations present, and we love to see young families grow, getting established and getting on their way. And everything is absolutely possible with planning. That's all. We love children. We love welcoming children to our growing ICF family, and we just plan for it. We plan for it, and we support those who are experiencing that wonderful time in their family life.
Yeah, I really love the word partnership. I think somewhere there's a huge partnership where I see the relation between your employees and people in ICF, and I could see it's pretty interesting space. So So Magda, being a woman, I'm just maybe very, maybe from a gender perspective, but I'm just checking with you. What is your take on the shatter the glass ceiling or aim for the sky? What do you recommend?
I'm not sure if this is a gender position, if you will. For me, it's always go for the sky. Dream, just dream, and because being a leader does not mean having a title, does not mean being responsible for some big business. Being a leader is leading the cause.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be small in scale, could be huge in scale. It doesn't matter. So to me, it is important. I am absolutely in favor of seeing more women in traditional positions of authority. Absolutely, I would love to see more female in politics, corporate boards, corporate executive offices, because there is a good research showing that with women at helm, business does better. So it is actually a business reason to have female in your boards. But to me, it's just dream big, just dream, don't limit yourself. And if what comes with it is a position of authority, fantastic. Use it, cherish it, and use it wisely.
And just checking with you, how is Magda outside ICF? How is Magda as a person? How do you differentiate? How do you really look at your not your roles, but how are you as a person? And just curious to check for many of the people who are watching you right now.
I really hope that I'm the same person. To me, it's important to be congruent. I am who I am. I speak my mind, sometimes the surprise of others, but I do. And frankly, I really am. I do have the same values as a person and as a business person. I have absolutely the same approach to my friends in life, and to my employees at work. So I think that I think that it helps me being me and being able to be me in both my personal and professional life. It's making it feel good, feel good and feel like I don't have to hide anything in either life, and I can live it to its fullest.
That's very interesting. I learned about you from the early conversation about partnership, and I now learn about you being yourself in any role that you do. So how was your first experience as being at a leadership level, you being yourself, and then you being in a corporate world where different men, different women? How did you, what were your thoughts about it? Tell me something more about it.
Yeah, the early days, they were a little different. But first of all, it was many years ago. So the circumstances were a little different. And I think I felt a little bit that I have to play more like a man to be accepted in a men's club,
okay,
if you will. So maybe I was a little bit more stern. Maybe I was a little bit more careful about what I said. Maybe I was a little tentative to speak first. Part of it was the definitely the fact that I was way younger and after surrounded by older people, men and women, and out of respect, I would not speak first, But if I were to give an advice to my much younger self, it would be stick for what you believe. Don't assume you know it all, because you don't. But at the same time, don't be shy to voice your opinion. Your opinion may bring something to the conversation that was missing, and therefore enrich it in a way that you would hope others would take and receive as a gift rather than as imposition.
Lovely. And again, when you're sharing about, voice it out, be yourself, I think that's so very important for men and women who are either working or planning to start their own business, being an entrepreneur. So you've been interacting, meeting with many women and men across the globe. Okay, so should there be any improvement in the policies when it comes to women in leadership? Any thoughts that you'd like to share?
As you know, especially in the United States where I reside right now, there are many laws that would require certain ratio of female to male in certain positions. It may be necessary just to break the spell. Having said that, I think that what is really important is more of a social support to women in stepping into leadership positions. Back to my upbringing in Poland, you know, both, as I said, both my parents worked, both my parents were professionals. So my brother and I are we were growing up in daycares and kindergartens, but those daycares and kindergartens were often sponsored by the employers. I remember having lunch with my mom and dad because they could take their lunch time, come and play with us kids in the kindergarten. You know, so the social network, social infrastructure, I should say, behind it was allowing women to be fully engaged in a professional careers without perhaps feeling that guilt and tough love that you mentioned before. And we start seeing it more and more, that there are organizations that start, a large corporation that start recognizing that and understanding that in order for women to step into leadership positions, the social infrastructure has to be there to support them and their spouses in the same vein. You know, I have a good friend who is an executive coach in one of the Asian countries. He's a he. It's a male, but he works a lot with ladies or females in leadership position or at the cusp of a leadership positions. And he said, "Look, I don't think that women are not as present in leadership because they are not afforded opportunity. They choose not to take those opportunities because there is no social network to an infrastructure to support them not being as available at home as it may be anticipated or expected." So yeah, I think that there are a lot of, I don't know about policies, but I think that if there was a concerted effort to create circumstances and environment that would allow women to be feeling comfortable about their families, their children, their partners, spouses being well taken care of while they pay attention to their careers, that would probably make a huge difference.
That's very interesting, Magda. And I would also like to share with you that I think ICF has created that space for many women in my country where they can do things out of their passion and also balance their personal professional life. So in organization, as a result-driven organization today, they talk a lot about having a lot of values and soft skills in the culture. Okay, so what important message or advice would you like to give to the leaders who are running the organizations where it's not now like a results driven, it's more to deal with having a culture where people can all fit in. So what is your advice to the leaders out there?
I think delivering results will always be on the top of the list, because that's why organizations exist. Not for profit, you name it. The goal may be different, but it's still about the goals. So I think that this is important to recognize that this is important direction. And at the same time, as I said before, you know, what can organizations do to create the environment for women to be willing to step into leadership positions? And, you know, last probably 10 years, we keep hearing about different style of leadership. The command and control, which is typically associated with more masculine type of being is not what's being recommended, right? We're talking more about inclusion. We're talking about vulnerability. We're talking about asking questions and involving people in decision making. These are more feminine traits, if you will. So in recognition of that, I think it is important to also make sure that, first of all, women are afforded opportunities to rise, so they have equal opportunity. It's about parity. It's not to make somebody more important than the other. For years and for a variety of reasons, and not the malicious ones, there was a different division of labor, if you will. But female now represent a greater percentage of highly educated workforce, and just creating that parity platform for them to feel invited and also feel supported when they step into that particular leadership role.
That's such a fabulous and such an interesting points that you shared, Magda. And I know we have short of time, as you rightly said, you have another meeting. But before we could get closing to the session, I have just one last interesting question to check with you. What important mantra or message do you wish to give to women across the globe who are battling with their internal critical voice of duty towards family over passion and career? So what is that one mantra or mantra that you can give it to all the women? And also
partnership. Partner with your partner.
Okay.
Do have a very open conversation about what does it mean to be a happy family. What does it mean to share responsibility? What does it mean to support and be supported? But just don't assume. I think that this is the mantra: partnership and don't assume. We as women, we always, I shouldn't say that, often assume that certain roles are obvious for us to play. Really? There are many men that cook way better than I do, okay?
I agree.
And they can do it. So just be kind to yourself. Just be kind and give yourself grace for knowing what you would like to accomplish, how you can be a part of a better society, and therefore what kind of partnering agreement you may have with whoever constitutes your inner circle, so that you're afforded to do that and don't feel guilty about it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Magda. In fact, I think this message of partnership and open communication, and also I love the way you spoke about the yin-yang balance, the Carl Jung's theory of aminus within you that makes you congruent. I think it's so important and critical for many men and women who are watching this video and learning so much from you and your story. So it is such an honor, and on this occasion of World International Women's Day, I would like to personally thank you for sharing your story, sharing your message to the world. And if people want to reach out to you, Magda, how they can connect to you? I'm sure after watching this video, they would all like to connect to you.
Probably the best would be to reach me via my email. I do travel a lot. I don't always answer my phone. But if you would like to reach me, you can always do that at Magda, MAGDA.MOOK @coachfederation.org. That's the best way to reach me, and I'll be very happy to hear from each and every one of you.
And I'm sure outside ICF, many people would be also interested, apart from ICF, to know and to talk to you more about this video and your message. So it's such an honor to have you here, and thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day ahead. And once again, happy Women's Day to you, and keep inspiring many men and women across the globe once again to you.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm honored to be a part of this series, and happy International Women's Day to all the ladies around the globe.
And you're the 8th important, powerful women that I have come across. And thank you so much for being an inspiration for me too.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, and have a great day ahead.
You too.